Welcome. Today I am going to paint a panda bear and some bamboo. Using a little bit of an untraditional experiment, I cut open a Bic pen and found out that it thins the best or dilutes with rubbing alcohol. After trying oil and water, I found the rubbing alcohol made this deep black that could be lightened. Now, the rubbing alcohol does evaporate a lot faster than water, so it takes a little bit longer to learn. You can see I'm adding some shadow. Now, what I love about painting pandas is that they're made of really simple shapes. You can see his ears are just basically squares or rectangles, and so are his arms and legs. Now, this one is before I discovered the rubbing alcohol, but I actually kind of like the sketchy nature of it. It reminds me of the more traditional paintings. When I look at those, they're not super smooth. So I looked at a variety of reference photos online because I don't want my baby panda to look like all the other ones. You can see it's a little bit laborious or hard to get that ink to spread. Now I tried a mama panda and was looking at a different view. You'll see again, there's the ears, just simple shapes and lines. That's why I like drawing pandas. And the bamboo you're gonna see is mostly just a thin brush stroke with a thicker brush stroke on one side. The panda bear is actually known as China's national treasure, and the food that it eats the most of, bamboo, also has very special meaning in Chinese culture. In fact, it is a symbol of virtue. It's also a symbol of the soul and emotion of a person. So maybe when you look at bamboo, you get kind of a deep, meaningful feel, and it just gives me a sense of peace. It's very beautiful plant, and my husband loves it so much he wants to try and grow a bamboo forest in our house, which I don't know how that will work. But some of the values that the people in China value, one of the main ones is harmony, and especially harmony with nature. So I encourage you to listen to some nice slow music and maybe even be outside now that it's a little warmer while you're looking at your reference and painting. I'm going to start to fill in some of these darker shapes now. You can see that foot that I just painted in is just a really simple rectangle and another one angling up. When you're painting or drawing with paint, always remember your angles and compare the distances, like between the panda's jawline and his arm. How far is it? You can see I'm trying to get some different values. Remember, values are the lights and darks in a piece of artwork. And I know I will also add some bamboo onto this drawing as well. So as I'm finishing my panda, I'm gonna start adding a few more shadows, and you'll see I add eventually some lighter areas around the outline. But right now I'm starting my bamboo just with triangles, and I know the triangle can be seen as a symbol of peace and of unity. These bamboo are a little bit sketchier than the ones I usually do. They're not quite precise triangles as much as they are just wide swaths of paint. Now, you can see how I really used the values, and then I tried some calligraphy. I think so hopefully nobody from China tries to read that because it probably just looks like gobbledygook. And then I also tried to copy a little stamp, which is really hard to do with paint. You guys don't have to do that. I just felt like it, and there's all my pandas that I made today. Thank you so much for joining me for a Panda Monday. Have a fabulous week. Thank you, Bryan, for the music. Stay creative.